IT66. Morning everyone, it is 10:30. I haven't started a job for 10:30 for a long time, so I can't go into the property yet because it's a rental property. I think it's like an Airbnb, but they need the electrical installation condition report doing on it. So that's what I'm going to go and do today, and we've also got a bit of pat testing to do. I picked up one of those one of those little Q-Tech pat. I used to have a pat tester to use, but I've not got access to that pat tester anymore, so I'm going to be using that. And I've also got an Osmo Gizmo gimbal thing to try today, so we're going to do some testing. Anything we find we'll go through and we'll see what we can capture. So see you in a bit. So, yeah, it took me a while to get my head around this arrangement. I presume these were the feeds. I thought, oh, that's feeding another board somewhere. This is feeding this board, but 16mm twin and earth, top of the RCD, comes out the RCD, goes to the meter, comes back out the meter, along here into the board. Quite a strange way of doing it, but we've added that in to give us a 30 milliamp on all the circuits. So everything here is protected by one RCD. So if you trip that, you lose the whole installation. Okay, this is existing 100 amp RCCB, which is 100 milliamp. So that was like the standard on a TT, because this is a TT installation. Okay, so I need to go and check where this twin and earth comes from first. Excuse the background, there's no isolator, so that's going to be going down as a C3, I guess. No isolator in the bathroom, no window, so to work on that fan you've got to isolate the lights. Anyway, so I've just seen the client, they own a big, massive bed and breakfast next door, and this is like a little cottage they rent out. So I've just managed to find that 16mm comes off the main board with two tails at the Henley blocks, which is fine. I'm not worried about that bit. I'm doing this bit, so the 16mm is backed up with a 60 amp fuse. Okay, so that's okay, but it's TT'd. They've just imported the earth into here, which is absolutely fine, and I've just proved the earth stake outside, which does the whole installation. So I'm going to work through this now, and then I might set you up and then we'll do some testing and stuff. I just carried out a ZE board, disconnect the main earth, the board's off, disconnect the main earth, easiest way, put your clamp on there, test it here. That's my readings. One thing I don't like is if you isolate this board here, take the cover off, those two cables coming from the building are still live and they're running through this board, so that's a no-no straight away. Ideally that shouldn't be going through this board, but it should come out here. And another thing, these are kind of around the wrong way. The feed's coming in the top and then out the bottom, which is strange to me. It should be the feed in the bottom and load out the top for the RCD to work efficiently. And if you look there, it's 1 and neutral, 2 and neutral, and it even says 2 and neutral, 1 and neutral, and they've got the neutral in the 1 and the feed in the neutral side. So it's a bit arse about face there. I could probably just turn that upside down, but I don't know if that's good practice or not, but I'll put it on the sheet anyway. Well, I'm just working my way through the circuits now. As you can see, got the cooker. It's nicely labelled. Cooker, sockets first floor, sockets ground floor, central heating, water heater, lights ground floor, lights first floor, smoke alarm and a doorbell. Right, there's not a lot in here. It's going to take me a good 4 hours though this, so if I find anything sort of untoward, I'll let you know. What I might do is set you up on the Osmo now and get some testing done. Right, I'm going to move you up in there, I think. There we go, so we can get on with some testing. It's probably going to lose track of me. It's got a tracker on me now, look. It's pretty cool. Yeah, let's get on with it, I suppose. Right, hopefully you can see that. Just linked out the earth and the live on the cooker circuit there. So I'm going to go and do an R1, R2 at the cooker circuit now. We'll go and check it out. Kitchen, cooker, that's not great, is it? Let's be honest. Let's have a look, shall we? Right, so limitation on the test sheet. As you can probably see, there's a cooker switch here. See that? Cooker switch, it's in the zone. It's not limitation, sorry, this is going to be a C3, I think. I will double check it, but limitation, I'm not going to pull this oven out to check this bit of wiring, so I'm going to check to this accessory, okay? So we're going to take this plate off and then we'll have a look. But yeah, I'm going to just carry on filling out my test sheet. There's a few bits and bobs in here, look, sockets, etc. And the cabinet lights and stuff. It's all a bit sort of squashed in, but we'll get there, I think. Do an R1, R2 here first to check the cabling's okay. Check the connections as well while I'm here. This is fed in 10mm twin and earth. Very greasy. See that? Nice and neat though, look, which is nice. Yeah, quite neat. Neat and tidy. We'll check the connections and we'll test this cable here. Actually looks like a 4mm actually. Yeah, that's actually a 4mm twin. 4mm twin and earth. We better go and check what that's on actually. Breaker size. First we'll do an R1, R2. So I'm just nulling out the leads. And then we can stick him on that back box. So let's just stick him on there, isn't it? Okay, 0.00. Let's see what we get. Lead coming in the top. That's not right. That can't be right. Yeah, so it's that short. Struggling to give me a reading because it's a 4mm. What I do is I just re-null these leads. Sometimes you have to re-null them. Okay. Let's stick him on the bottom and the top. There you go, 0.13. It's literally probably 5 metre run to this point. So 0.13 on the test sheet. And also when you are doing this, just as you're testing stuff, just make a note of the condition of the accessories. They're all fairly decent condition. It's been quite well maintained. So I know this kitchen's going to be okay. I'll drop a couple of downlights in here and I'll take the switch off as well, which is there, look. Just there. Right, I just done my testing. The earth loop reading was 19.17 and the mega ohms testing insulation resistance was 500. Just done the RCD, got an 8 millisecond on the ×5 on that 30, but stupidly it trips both, but what can you do? Bad design, I guess. So now I'm going to just wrap this back up and then move on to the next. Right, so that shower cooker circuit is actually wired in 6mm, yeah. 1 point served, it's on a 6089832, so it's absolutely fine. I'm just going through now. Second circuit is a 2.5 ring final. I'm going to go around and count them in, but first I'm going to do my disconnections. Do my disconnections up here. Do my end-to-end readings first. Hopefully we don't find any broken circuits and high readings that we got to go and track in it, okay? Because a limitation, we're not lifting floorboards, we're not going in the loft, we don't know the routes of the cable, so it's limitation on the test sheet, okay? So I'm going to work through it now, and I'll let you know if I find anything untoward. So it needs to be nailed out, right? Right. Right, on the lines, 0.68, 0.65, 0.65, we're looking for something similar here. .66, excellent. Yeah, these are going to be doubled up. Where is he? How was he ever going to end-to-end on this? This was tested 5 years ago, and I know the electrician did it. Local electrician, very popular. He's not done an end-to-end here, is he? So that ain't been out since that was installed. I bet he's done that socket though. Cool. Let's get that cable still up and passing through there. I know that ain't going to kill that, but it's a bit better than it was. Oh, break it now. And these twin MFs of 2.5 with a 1.5 earth, okay, not the 1mm, like in the previous video. Whew. Right, see if we got a full house, eh? Come on. Still with me? .33. So you can do a calculation on that. 0.65 times 1.67. 1.32 sounds about right. We'll do it in a minute. But I'll put this back together now. And we'll move on to the next. Do some insulation resistance on that now. Go and make sure there's nothing plugged in, unplug everything, and then I can move on. What I'm doing now, going around looking for sockets, count them up, unplug anything that plugged in. We don't want stuff plugged in when we're doing insulation resistance, but you want to leave the switches in the on position, okay? So you're testing the whole socket, all right? So leave them on. Not that many up here, to be fair. Two-bed holiday let, look, with a cot and stuff. If you want that, if you've got a lit lamp. Oh no, that needs a screw in it. We'll fix that while we're here. We'll take that one off actually, make it easy. So what I'm going to do now is go around, do my R1, R2 readings, and any sockets that are particularly high, I'm going to take them off, and then that can go towards our sort of 50%, whatever you've agreed that you're going to take off. 0.47. They're not that well used, these sockets, so it should be fairly consistent readings. Let's do that dodgy one. 5.3. 4.7. These are the old MK. Probably get one dodgy reading and one good one. Oops, come on, test up. And if you didn't know, I've got one of these testers available still. 4.9. Oh, fairly consistent, I think. 0.77, right. We'll take that one off. Check him. 1, 2, 3, 3 in there. Single. 4. 5, that's burr. 6, 7. There's got to be one over here, isn't there? Yeah, there we go. In there, see him? 8. Right. Let's crack on. So this is the standard. It's very good actually. It's very nice. It's nice to see grommets, back box earth, nice and deep. Anything in, he didn't clean them, but that's not down to me. It's all neat and tidy, yeah. Can't grumble at that, can we? See, I don't moan all the time. So I've taken half off. This is the last one I thought I'd show it you. It's just the standard I've come across, so very good. Yeah, that fan, that's just decided it wants to play up. Look at that blade in there. Stupid thing. So last things we've got to do on that circuit is insulation resistance test. Also I need to re-sleeve all that earthing as well. So we've got to get our crocs. Obviously if you use the piggyback lead you can do this in one go, so should we do that, should we? We can do all 6 cables in one go. We'll plug in that into there. Every single live neutral, live earth, neutral earth in one go basically. Obviously I'll do it on the 250 first just to make sure we haven't missed anything. And then we'll all back together and I'll move on. I better crack on because this is going to take me about 16 hours to do any ICR if I keep stopping to film it. Right. Stations are done now. 1, 2, 3. And obviously if you come across a problem and you need to isolate it, you have to go back to your 2-lead method and work your way through it that way. Okay, 200 megohms plus on 250, so we're ramping up to 500. And make sure we get the full. So 397.6 megohms. So what I'll do now is I'll take the piggyback out, go between. Go between live and neutral first and see what we see where that one is down. So that tells you something plugged in, so we're going to have another look, yeah. That could be a neon on a spur, etc. I'll come back and tell you what I found. Well, I've just returned from upstairs. An extension lead with a USB thing in it, so hopefully it still works. But we'll test this now. Let's see if we've got it clear now. So we're going live neutral first. So there's still something on that. Or it's just a crap reading. No, it's too low. It's not even giving me a mega. There's something in there, so we'll just jump between there and after we have something down again. So live and earth 397, which is fine. Earth and neutral. 414, which is fine, so I just got to find out how it's plugged in. So yeah, remember I said to you the board's well marked up. It says sockets first floor. It's actually sockets first floor and lounge, and that was a lamp plugged in. So I've not tested it yet, so we'll give them a retest. Make sure that's cleared in. And then we can bloody move, won't we? Ooh, greater than 500 megaohms. Superb. That circuit's fine for use. So I'm now going to crack on. If I find anything untoward, I'll show you, and anything interesting, as always, I'll show you. Okay. I've just got all them. Well, yeah, boilers falling apart. I just got all those cables back in. That was a nightmare out there. So the last ring final, I'm going to do at the socket. I don't care what you say. Should be done at the board, but I'm doing my end to ends at the socket. All right. So just save any hate. So our highest earth loop reading there was 19.54. Just bearing in mind we have got a TT, yeah. 19.54.
Christopher, maximum CS is exceeded.
Quite good, isn't it? Yeah, I know it is, but it's fine. It's going off a ZS value of a 1.1 being the maximum on a 32 amp 60898, but we know it's not. It's 19.54. It's to TT, so I'm now going to try and do this RCD. This has been a friggin' nightmare. You have a look. Do that one on its own. It's been tripping that one as well, but hopefully, yeah. Let's see what the times 5 does. Both. Crap design. Highest reading, which I will record on the test sheet, that was 16.8. And did I tell you I've got one of these available? I said to you I was going to do it at the socket, didn't I? So here we go. Easy with a screwdriver, isn't it? I'm going to go. Come on, come on. Let's get a screwdriver. Did you miss me? Come on. Come on. I'll speed this bit up, I expect. And same quality, back boxes are grommets on everything. Which is nice, it's easy to do it here, isn't it? It's weird, they double sleeve the cables off the sockets, but they single sleeve the ones at the board. Which is strange, but hey ho. Get some coffee. strips as well. Bit of nulling first. Full house. So R1 0.18, RN 0.18, R2, which is the ERT, 0.30, 0.30. Now we're going to do me R1, R2. We'll get some cocks and we'll link out the AA. Oh, I've got me Crocs all ready to go. This is nice and easy, isn't it, to link out the opposites, creating a figure of 8 if you like. And then we'll just go around the sockets. This little one where we've not even got to take sockets off. Obviously I will take another, there's literally like 5 points on this ring, which is perfect really for a ring, but I can see why they've done it because they've got a washing machine, fridge freezer, tumble dryer, so it makes sense. So we'll just check this one first. .18, 0.18, 0.14. Over here. You gonna come? Come in. Come on, let's go. Here. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 1. So we'll record a 1.2, 0.12, and then we can do some insulation resistance. So we've got a few neons on spurs under here which have fed off of this ring final. One does an extractor hood, one does this washing machine, dishwasher and fridge freezer. Okay, so we're going to leave those off because we don't want the reading to be affected by the neons. Alright. So again, 250, put it on 250 just to make sure there's nothing plugged in. It's unfortunate on that last circuit there was something plugged in, but that's life. So 500 meg ohms, greater than 500 on there. So he's filled in. He does, luckily does it automatically on there unless you change it. So live and earth. 250. Greater than 200, we can ramp him up. Hopefully get the full 500. Yeah, 500, and then we can go between neutral and earth. 250. Yeah, I've disconnected the neutral legs out of the board now, and that's absolutely fine, greater than 500. Sometimes you get funny readings with the RCD, which is ideally, that's why you do it at the board, but at this instance I'm not doing it because the earths are too small and tight. So that's all greater than 500. So now we need to connect this up, connect them neutrals back in, and then we can do ZS, some RCDs. And of course I will put on the test sheet no removal of white goods, so I can't check the physical points behind, so that'll go down as a limitation. So I've connected the neutrals back in, 19.53, I'm going to go around, check all these, but first we'll just do the RCD quickly. See if we get any nuisance tripping on that 100 milliamp. So some of you might say, why are you testing the RCD again? You've done it on the previous circuit. I always like to do RCD check on the individual circuit just to make sure it's within the correct tripping times. Yeah, that's what I do anyway, so I don't know what you guys do, but that's what I do. And these little tricks, plug in there. What I'm going to do is do some testing at that there, because this shaver socket's a lot easier to do there, so stick you over there. Hi. How are you liking the new gimbal? Any good? Not too bad, is it? Do you reckon same standard? I do. It's been pretty good, this one. Yeah, do an R1R2 there. Do a earth loop as well. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Take your guesses now. R1R2 lighting circuit. 0.40. Nice. So I'll leave that off and then do an earth loop there, which is handy, isn't it? I've also put a limitation on the come down here. I've put a limitation on the test sheet. I'm not removing any downlights out of the ceiling because it's just going to cause too much damage, so the owner's happy with that. So get in there. 1-3 test. It's nice to have that function. I reckon 19 point something. Exactly 20 ohms. Go on out, friggin' fly. Oh, he's getting stuck in here now. So that'll go down as a C1. Obviously that screw doesn't need to be that long, so definitely put that down as a C1. Look at that, look how much I've got to screw that in now. Right, that's this one done. I've put a few stickers on, mains RCD, mixed wiring underneath. Yeah, it's alright. A few C3s, nothing too terrible. So EICR is now fully complete. I'm just going through some pat testing, lamps, blah blah, kettle, etc. So I've forgot my labels, but look, do a little pass and then a retest. Do these on a 12 months. Yeah, it's a B&B at the end of the day, and it's a friggin' table lamp, isn't it? Quite good, this little tester actually. Look, just testing this little socket thing. You doing the earth continuity, plug him into there, plug one lead into there, set him on continuity, stick him in there, earth continuity. It's quite straightforward, and then insulation resistance class 1 and class 2, just do it like that. Peasy squeezy. So that's this one done electrically. I've just had a word with a client. I think they want me to change a fuse board and sort that mess out with that RCD. Bought me a cup of tea. I'm accepting tea now. Don't know about you guys if you're accepting tea. I am gagging for one. And pat testing's done. I've just had a delivery notification at home, so we'll get that in the video. It's quite interesting. and the client's just been talking to me about hydrogen fuel cells, so he's a bit more intelligent than I am. So what I did was I put a post out on my Instagram to say that I was getting a new bag and that I will have like 2 bags come available. So see that one there? I'm giving that away to a lad. He hasn't got tool bags, so I'm going to send it out to him this week for free. He's having that. And you can just about see him, a little Stanley backpack there. I'm sending that to a lad as well. He hasn't got a tool bag, so that'd be a nice little start for him, won't it? So, that one is mine. And this one bloody hell, come on. Tech Pack Blackout is for a 99p giveaway over on Electoolsaway.com. 99p, eh? Thanks for joining me on another one. Take care. There's Henry, look. Hello, Henry.